Good day, collective. Good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time you may come across this here reading. I'm Sheree, your typical healer, here to give you a message from the Most High God, Spirit, and Natural Team. I hope you guys are doing well. I do ask that you please get your energy and space so that you're able to receive the message as it's meant to be received. These are general readings, okay? So this is why I ask that you please do use your discernments when it comes down to these messages in our readings. Only do please take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind for someone else to pick up and or receive, okay? This is also timeless reading, so whenever they come across your feed, timeline, and our path is when you're meant to see it and or receive it, okay? Let's tap on in and see what that one to come out. We have 7 of Pentacles, okay? Let's see what else. Let's see. So far we have a Taurus on the board. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for the collective? Okay, so what I'm getting here is that somebody has been contemplating on how to manage some sort of time that they may have when it comes down to some sort of investment, okay? And something that they're investing in. Someone could be invested in 2 things, is what I'm also getting here. You could be 42, 24, okay, 27. You could be born in 74, 72. You could be born in the 2nd month, 4th month, and or 7th month. And or you could be any of these life path numbers. You can also be a Cancer, you could be a Capricorn, and or you could be a Taurus. Don't have to be, you could just have these placements in your chart, okay? And or embodying these energies. But I do feel like somebody has some thinking to do when it comes down to multiple priorities, okay? Multiple options is what I'm also getting as far as some sort of investments that they have going on. Think about how they're going to manage the time between them. How they're going to bring balance to whatever it is that they have going on. To keep things stable. Okay? To keep things flowing. Let's see what else, Spirit. Because they don't want to lose control of, you know, the priorities that someone has. Okay, what fell was the 6 of Wands. Okay, because somebody wants some sort of victory here. Somebody's thinking about how they can be able to balance out whatever they have going on so it can bring forth some sort of stability towards victory. Towards their victory. And or keep the progress going. Yeah, because we have progress here in the 4 of Cups. Someone is definitely focused, okay? I feel like someone also is thinking that they should take on another, I guess, project. If that's the case, if they already have 3 things going on, It's like something else is being presented to them, and it's like, okay, they're looking at it like, do I really have time? Okay, do I really have time to invest in that as well? Is what I'm also getting. And or how would they be able to incorporate that in their time management? Okay, amongst their time management. Okay. Yeah. How are they going to have balance or some sort of forward movement? Okay. Because somebody wants to follow their passions and or someone is following their passions. Okay. I feel like I also feel like someone is probably feeling like they have a lot on their plates as well, okay? Because they have something here, okay? Like, let's say this is their plate here, and they're looking at everything else, okay? That's funny because it's giving like the opposite in the Four of Cups situation, okay? It's like someone's focused on the three things that they have going on, okay? And they're not paying attention to this extra opportunity that may be coming in. And I feel like whoever has this one opportunity here is focused on other opportunities, okay? And wondering how they're going to manage it all if they was to take it all on, okay? Let's see. Yeah, we have the Justice cards on the top of the deck. Okay, balance is what it's given. Somebody's trying to figure out how they're going to balance their heart's desires, how they're going to balance all of these things. Okay, this is something that somebody's thinking about. Okay, thinking about how they're going to manage their time so that they can remain emotionally balanced. I feel like you are someone who could possibly take on things impulsively, take on extra things impulsively, which leads to have you having a lot on your plate. And then you're like looking like, how I'm going to manage all of this. And Spirit is saying to balance yourself. Okay, focus on what you already have going on, possibly for someone. Okay, this might resonate with. Okay, because you may have a lot going on. And or you could be someone who can adapt to multiple priorities here, and that you're able to bring some sort of balance to all of the things you may have going on, and or you're thinking of a way to adapt to all of the things that you may have going on. Okay, let's see what else. What else, Spirit? Is there anything else? Yeah, focused. We have the Queen of Wands. So the first thing that stood out to me was basically focused. So I feel like if you are a Queen of Wands or in the Queen of Wands energy, you are focused and or determined on being independent and doing things, I feel, on your own. And again, this is what's leading you to think on how you're going to manage your time with all of the things you may have on your plate and all of the things you may have going on. Okay? How are you going to bring success to what it is that you have going on? How how you going to think about how you going to bring this success, okay? Because we did get the Six of Wands, okay, that fell. And it was victory and public recognition, okay? But again, it's like you thinking on how you're going to bring a successful outcome, or how you're going to bring things into a successful outcome in our situation. And you're like working hard, master everything that I gotta master. You're someone who masters everything. Okay? You're someone who's very skillful, and this is why you have so much on your plate, because you're good at, like, you have a lot going on. You're skillful at a lot of things. I feel like you need to be careful in some way, shape, or form. Look at me saying that, okay? Because it can lead to some possible burnout, okay? An overwhelming situation. But I do feel like you are someone who could possibly manage these things, because we did get the sun energy out here. Okay, I feel like you're someone who is balanced, okay? And we have the Seven of Cups here at the bottom of the cup of the deck, okay? With all of these options here, you have a lot going on, okay? But I do feel like you're, okay, I feel like you're strong. And all of the things you have going on is all lined up successfully. You can do it, is what I'm getting then. I feel like you can do it. You could be able to adapt. Yeah. I feel like you could be able to adapt. This is definitely what it's giving. You could adapt to what you have going on. You're someone who is emotionally stable. You're someone who could manage time. You're someone who's able to take on all of the things you have mastered and is building. Okay, with the Eight of Pentacles here. And you're someone who's confident in this. You're confident that you could be able to do it all. You're definitely confident. I feel like this is something that you intuit, okay? If that's even a word, intuit. But I do feel like this is something that you say, you know what, I can do this. I can bring balance. I can adapt. You know, I am adaptable. I'm mutable. I'm, you know, I can get it done. You know how to do it, okay? Because you are someone who works hard. You're also someone who's persistent and resilient, okay? And you being in this energy, it always allows you to celebrate, and or you will be celebrating as long as you're able to persevere through this, is what I'm getting as well, too. Okay? Yeah, you're going to be able to celebrate all your manifestations, okay? It's a skill development, okay? You're going to be able to celebrate everything you went after and sought after. You can see this, okay? Top of the deck, we have the Four of Wands, okay? Again, celebration. You're going to be stable, okay? You're going to be in your power. You're going to have strong foundations, okay? Because we do have the Strength card out here. So I feel like your foundation is going to be strong. I feel like you will have harmony and balance in everything that it is that you're putting out. Everything that it is that you're doing, you're going to have balance and harmony in everything. Okay? Because you are the star. Okay? I feel like you feel like you got God on your side, so you could be able to do it. Okay? I just heard my neighbor doing all of that noise. I don't know if you heard it, but I feel like you're someone who has hope and faith. You're someone who, again, is in your power, who is on this street towards success, okay? Let's see what else comes out. If there's anything that will come up. I feel like that is the truth, okay? Let me see what fell, guys. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I feel like that is the truth with the Queen of Swords. You're definitely someone who's independent. Okay, I feel like you could be able to handle everything on your own. I feel like you feel like it's best to be able to handle everything on your own, and that you will get the strength from your spiritual team to be able to pursue every dream, every desire that you have, okay? Yeah, I feel like this is something that you have foresight on, okay? That intuition is right over the Queen of Cups, okay, with the intuitive. And right next to the Queen of Swords, okay? So, yeah. You'll be able to bring balance, okay? You know how to make swift changes, okay? Quick changes when it comes down to whatever it is that you're building, your business, okay? Your wealth, your long-term success. Okay, boss. You the boss. You the boss, babe. You the boss. You the boss, babe. Okay? I feel like you're in your fire energy, your passion energy, your movement energy. This is why nothing can really stop you, okay? Because I do see a few wands out here. And I do see a few cups out here. So it's basically given that you are emotionally balanced, okay? And you're passionate about what it is that you're doing. This is why things will work out for you. Let's see. We're going to wrap it up a little bit because I don't want it to be long. Okay. Oh, past 2 minutes, Spirit. But look at that there. We got another. What came out on top? I'm going to take the top. Okay. Okay, we have the King of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Okay, but I'm going to take the top card, which was the King of Wands. Okay. I feel like... Okay, I'm going to take it all. Because I feel like you're someone who is definitely, who could overcome challenges. This is why this is kind of like nothing to you. Okay, this is something that you are able to overcome, bring balance to a situation. You overcome challenges. If anything gets a little too hectic and chaotic for you, because I did see the Tower card, okay? If things get a little hectic and chaotic for you, I feel like you're able to overcome that, okay? You're able to remain career focused. You're able to rest, okay, and bring balance to yourself, okay, rest and recuperate. You're able to do that. You know when to do that. I feel like this is that spiritual, you don't allow yourself to get burnt out, okay? Yeah, you have extra responsibilities. Yeah, you carry the burden, but all in all, you still complete the job. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Okay. I just split the deck, right? And what I see here is the Wheel of Fortune. And what stood out to me was destiny. So I feel like this could be someone's destiny. I feel like this could be someone's destiny. This is why they're able and capable of handling whatever is being, not saying thrown their way, but whatever it is that they're building is something that I feel like they're meant to do. Okay? And if you're meant to do it, you're built for it. Okay? This is the truth. I feel like this could be the breakthrough that someone also has as well. Yep. Okay. Well, right now, I think I'm going to leave that right there. Look, at the bottom of this deck here, we have soil, stability and simplicity. I feel like you find the joy in the things that you do, your desires. This is why it's no burnt out. This is why it's like you have order, you have balance. It's because you are stable in everything that you do. You put your time and your energy and your emotions. You put you know what you need to put to it, and you also know how to rest. You know how to recuperate. You know how to recharge so that you can do it again, because this is something that you are free to do. Okay, with the birds here, freedom and opportunity, this is something that you're free to do, because it brings you abundance. You being persistent, okay, in all the things that you do, your abundance comes in numbers with proliferation. So all of the things that you have going on, thank you, Spirit, for all the things that you have going on, this is your abundance coming in so many different ways, because you have your hand in so many different things. You have multiple priorities, okay? You have multiple skills. You have multiple talents, okay? And you're putting, I feel like, each and every last one of them things to use, okay, honey? And you are going to spin this damn wheel. This wheel is going to always turn in your favor, because you always have something going on, okay? This is why you're going to have that Ten of Pentacles. This is why you're going to have financial security. This is why you're going to have that wealth. Okay? And what's looking at me is the truth. Because this is something that you're spiritually aligned with. Okay? You're built for this. Your bounty. Top of the deck. Bounty and balance. Ha! Bounty and balance. You definitely know how to keep the balance, okay? Because again, you know how to care for yourself. Right up underneath bounty and balance was lavender, tranquility, kindness, and self-care. You know how to take care of yourself. You know how to rest. You know how to recuperate. You know how to put yourself first if need be, okay? You know how to purify yourself, purify your energy, find some sort of harmony, because you have that wisdom, you have that spiritual connection, okay? Again, you're someone who's determined, and you're someone who works hard, okay, to get the fruits and vegetables of your labor, okay? Yes. All right. I'm gonna leave this right here. If this message has resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, I ask that you please like it or comment that down below if you feel called to do so. Okay, so that I know that it has reached who it needed to reach, and or just so that I know that it has confirmed someone's message, okay, someone's life, someone's moment, forward movement, however you want to look at it, okay? But I do hope that this has brought some sort of clarity and confirmation to you guys' situation. And I do hope to see you on the next message in a reading. I love you all. Take care. Ashe.